And now let's see what the Intrinsics Hall was for this little thing. This little shindig. What? 1 point away? 1 Intrinsics point away from being able to access the Veil. I want to do that. I want to go to the Veil. Why did I click Leave Dojo? That was me being a Dumbo. That was a Dumbo. Shouldn't have left the dojo. Because I need to resupply on my ship. Now, I feel like this is a pretty good spot for me to just talk a bit about my feelings on Arkwing. I've shown off the stuff now. Different game modes. I've done solo, I've done public, I've done Earth, I've done Saturn. And sort of like collect my thoughts and like just contextualize everything here. And I'll do that while I grind out the final intrinsics point I need. I'm just gonna stack up on some stuff. Stuff I'm gonna need. Yeah, I know, it's a bit wasteful to recharge even though it's, you know, not maxed out. Okay, let's just look at my like my stuff here. See, because there is this wider. No, this is worse. Z key Mark II. Avionics? No, I want more avionics. I obviously want more avionics. How dare you say anything else? Yeah, 13 out of 30. That's fine. No. Because I can do like another low-level mission. Like even if you don't get a whole lot of EXP for the dogfighting sections, you just still get, yeah, intrinsics. You still get intrinsic points just for mission completion. Here, I'll show you. If I just go to Earth, and go here, there's like, let's see, does it show anything? Oh no, well, no, it doesn't show. It just shows you what the intrinsics you need to play it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna pick something. It's gonna give me like 1 intrinsics point. It's fine. It's gonna be very weird if it doesn't. Alright. But here are, like... I know that there are a lot of people who have had issues with Railjack and sort of dislike it. And just, or haven't played it all that much yet. And is sort of avoiding it and like not playing it until stuff gets fixed or patched up and whatnot. I don't know. I feel like you don't kind of need to do that. Let's get the nasty things out of the way first, okay? Let's talk about what's currently bad with Railjack, alright? Let's get that out of the way. Because this is going to be a mostly positive thing. Because my experience with Railjack is mostly positive. You know what? They can try. They can try. So long, cruise ship. And while I am dealing with the borders... Actually, no. They can shoot me all they want. I don't care. You know what? This ship can take it. This baby... She won't go down that easily. Is that all of them? Yeah. That is indeed all of them. Great. Woo! Enemy fighter support has been halved. Yeah, that's a pop-off. Okay, got the second cruise ship. Let's get rid of cruise ships. No more cruise ships, no more ram sleds. And then it's smooth sailing. See, he thinks he's hot shit. Now he's hot shit. Because he's on fire. But like... Oh. The scope of this is just great. They did nail the sort of feeling of big epic spaceship battle. What more can you really ask for? Well, you can ask for a lot. So, straight up, the big elephant in the room, I guess, when it comes to Railjack, and like why some people have left, like feel a bit disappointed by it, is because a lot of the stuff that they said was gonna be in this mode when they announced it at TennoCon is not in this mode. That's a big thing. The original plan was like, you know, Kuva liches was integrated into this. You like deploy on enemy cruise ships and you fight the Kuva lich stuff, and then they just took the Kuva liches out of this and instead made them into their own little system that was kind of half-baked and didn't have, like, you know, a lot of the stuff that made the Nemesis system in Shadow of Mordor, Shadow War good. That wasn't in this. They showed off different sort of game modes that you could do, like, oh, this is exploration, and this is going through a void cloud, and in this mission you do this thing, in this mission you do this thing. And when they actually sort of launched the thing, there's one mission type, and that mission type is this, skirmish. You go in different tile sets, and you do the spaceship battle. That's it. And in some of them, you get some bonus objectives, but it's always going to be the same thing. It is the skirmish. Oh, come on. Alright, took out all of them. So that's a big thing, obviously. That it feels a bit bare bones. Now when it comes to that, I'm gonna say, keep in mind that it is a brand new game mode. In some ways, you can compare it to almost to like the launch of Warframe back in 2013. Now, this game wasn't particularly favorably reviewed at launch, and it took a lot of updates and a lot of time to sort of get the game into a state where it's fun and enjoyable. In many ways, this is like they released a whole new game mode. Yeah, sure. You still have the sections that are, you know, playing Warframe, but you also have a lot of sections of this that are nothing like playing Warframe. So it's a lot of new ground for them as well. A lot of stuff that they haven't done before and just are exploring. And sure, the game mode isn't entirely finished. It's not. It's not. You could argue that this should have been in the pipeline for a bit longer. That they should have released it in a more finished state than it is. And, you know, I'm not going to argue against that. You're probably right if you think that way. But I maybe it's just that, like, they had announced so much at TennoCon about, you know, about New War and Railjack and Empyrean updates and all of that, and new stuff is definitely coming before the end of 2019. They did say that. They did say that quite vehemently. And maybe it's just like they didn't want to go back on that promise. So they're like, alright, fuck it, it's not done. It's not exactly ready to be launched, but we have to do it anyway. So they just launched it and were like, you know, we'll come back after the holidays, after Christmas and New Year's, and keep working on it, putting it in the state that it needs to be in. And we've seen that, like, it's already been like a couple of updates for it, where they're like tinkering with stuff. But it does need a lot of work. It does need a lot of work, specifically in regard to like missing content. And there has been like some doubt whether or not that's gonna happen, whether we're gonna see that or not. These changes happen. Because people, I think, were a bit pessimistic because this came right after the Kuvalich thing, which obviously didn't live up to the hype. A lot of things about the Kuvalich system is cool, but a lot of it is not. And that was another thing that came out and wasn't really anything like the things that they had shown off before at TennoCon. They released like almost a skeleton version of that game mode when it came out. And at this point, it's like it almost feels like the Kuvalich thing has already been abandoned. Whereas like they're not gonna do anything more with that than the thing they did. That's what it's gonna be. Which kind of makes people feel a bit miffed because one of the big talking points when it comes to Warframes development and how people feel like the game might be heading in like a bad direction is that it feels like everything that they put out is so-called islands of content, where they come up with a new idea and they put it out, and then it's there in like a sort of a half-finished state or whatever, or in a finished state, but either way, it is a separate little island where you do things designed in that space, for that space alone. And it has no sort of relation to the rest of the game. Right? The Kuvalich system is an island of content where you can just ignore it. You can just skip out on it by not spawning a Kuvalich and just not have that be a part of your Warframe experience at all. Currently, Railjack is an island of content where a lot of people are just saying like, yeah, I'm not playing it. I'm just playing the normal Warframe and I'm not touching Empyrean. I'm not doing the Railjack missions at all. Because it's an island of content and you can do that. Plains of Eidolon and the Orb Vallis are islands of content. And then, you know, what's next? Duviri Paradox, whenever that comes out, is that going to be an island of content? Is that just going to be the flavor of the month of content, where you're just like, okay, we're working on this thing right now. It's big promises, here are all our big ideas for things we're going to do. And then it released, and it's like sort of disappointing compared to what was promised. And then nothing more ever happens from that. Then they sort of abandon it and leave it by the wayside and move on to the next thing. Right? And in some ways it's understandable that they do that with Warframe being what it is. It's a free-to-play game that needs to always sort of like rope in new players somehow. And for old players, they need to not get bored, so they need to like come up with new stuff. So that's what they've been doing, and that's what the design philosophy has been. Like the other way of doing things, which we're at the point where people have started asking for that, is slow down with new content, don't put out new content. Instead work on fine-tuning the content that you already have. Try to just take the content you already have and make it better. Improve on it, like clean it up. Definitely need to do that with some things. The Kuvalich system is glaring in that regard. Just make it better. I know, that sounds so cliched, like bitter, grumpy, entitled gamer, right? Just make it better. Just take the thing and make it better. Oh my god, it's so easy. Why aren't you paying me, like, just all the big bucks? I've got all the good ideas. Make it better. But the reality of that is that takes time. That takes a lot of time that they have to work on that thing instead of working on other things. So if they can do that, they can make it better, but that means for a lot of time you're not going to be seeing any new content. And that leads to a different kind of complaints, where people instead start talking about content drought, where they start getting bored with the game because nothing new ever happens. And it's a fine balance to walk. It's a very fine balance to walk, and they've been doing a pretty good job with that for the past couple of years, seeing as how many years this game has been out and it's still this popular. Like, Warframe has been around, people. It came out in 2013. That's like only a year after Diablo 3 came out. And we're talking about Diablo 3 as like this ancient old statue sitting in the corner collecting dust. That hasn't been the case for Warframe. But I think, or at least I want to be, I'm gonna say, cautiously optimistic. I'm gonna allow myself to be cautiously optimistic and say that I think the plan for Railjack and for Empyrean is that it's not going to be an island of content. Or at the least, even if it is going to be an island of content, it's not going to be the flavor of the month. It's not going to be abandoned and left by the wayside. I think they want to work on this for a long time and add a lot of new stuff to it. I think this is just a taste of what's coming. They put it out because they didn't want to go back on their promise. They promised that stuff was going to come out before the end of 2019. They knew it wasn't exactly finished, but they put it out anyway. And I think we are going to see a lot of content updates for it. A big reason for that being obviously because, spoilers, we're going to get to that in coming episodes. There is already new main quest stuff that is tied to this game mode, and we're gonna be seeing that when I hit the veil. Trust me on that. I'm not entirely spoiled. I've gotten snippets of information, so I'm mostly in the dark as well. I just know that there's stuff. There is stuff that they've put in this, hinting of things to come. God, I flew all the way over to this awoken tower. Just went through the entire map collecting resources. But that feels nice too, you know? That feels nice too. Let's see if we can straighten this thing out. I want to see the entire path I've taken. Because this map is so huge. We started way, way over there. I've followed this entire asteroid belt. Like, this was only sort of like an almost invisible silhouette in the background when we started this mission. These maps are huge. But that's it. End of the line. I believe in this. I believe in this game mode because at its core, the actual gameplay experience, like the gameplay loop of just flying the spaceship, doing the skirmishes, doing the side objectives, all of that, like, it's fun. They have something here. They have something that's actually quite compelling. And if they keep working on it and actually like improving it and adding more stuff to it. There we go. Not a whole lot of intrinsics, but it's all I needed. If they do that, they have something big here. And something that can actually carry this game forward for a long time. I truly believe that. Railjack is fun. It is an enjoyable experience. If you haven't started playing Railjack yet, I honestly recommend you to try it out. You don't have to do... you don't have to build your own Railjack if you don't want to. You don't have to do that grind if you don't want to. You can just join a public game. Run with someone else's Railjack, that's perfectly fine. Just do that. God, I have so much stuff I could scrap. But do it. try it out.